everyone. I'm going to have to get used to saying that. I'm always saying good morning, good morning, good morning. Maybe I could still say that even though it's 8 o'clock at night. Right. Hello, everyone. This is the Sass for Sunday, April 14th. My name is Nikki Adamkowitz. I'm the Sassy Subber. And today we're going to talk about all the tools that are in my shop, some must-haves. Every time I turn around, or I don't have that tool. Can we use that tool? Plus, we're going to be doing a DIY project on an item that you actually probably purchased at Christmas and you thought, oh, I can only use this for Christmas. Well, don't worry. I'm going to show you an Americana version of this. And really all it takes is a little MDF, some ribbon, and some know-how. Don't worry. You're not going to have to make a bow. I won't make you make a bow. Let me head to the comment section real quick just to say hello to everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Wherever you're joining me, please let me know in the comments section. Also, please let me know if you're watching this live. Hashtag Sassy Subber, or you could put in hashtag rewind if you happen to be catching this on the rewind. So we are down to one camera today. Everything decided to update, of course, right? Because that's how my world works. So we're down on one camera. I'm going to try to talk about it as much as I possibly can. Maybe get up close to the camera. I have Cheyenne in the back office today. So make sure you guys say hello to Cheyenne. She is going to be helping. You'll hear this voice come over the loud system, so to speak. And she'll say, hey, Nikki, can you move that closer? Or you know what? They have a question about ... So most of these items are in my Amazon storefront, but don't worry. If they're not, I will double check them later to make sure that they're added. I'm going to tell you what I use these for. Now, they're not going to be just for sublimation. They're not going to be just for embroidery, and they're not going to be just for laser. They could kind of be used for a lot of different things. And there is one tool, I will tell you, make sure Cheyenne puts that link up, that is literally used for every aspect of my life. And let's go find out what that is. All right, so as I walk my happy booty over to the shop space, you guys are going to be getting a new view in the next couple weeks where this whole place is going to be a different view. I'm going to be moving things around so you guys can see kind of what's in front of you right here. I can't see the comments on the screen and whatnot, so we do have Cheyenne. So if there are some things that you want me to say, hey, Nick, slow down. Could you show that again? I absolutely will. I have a ton of tools here on my workbench, and I have to start out with gloves. This is a must-have in your embroidery business. This is just something that protects your investment, your fingertips, right? Because that's an important thing. So I have that in here. Another thing that I have, pencils. I have a ton of these mechanical pencils. They're a must-have too, especially for putting arrows on the back of my sublimation prints, using them in my laser world. Basically, pencils work better than pens. If you were to use your pen in a sublimation print to let you know, hey, this is the top side of this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 in order. Pencil is not going to bleed through the paper like you will see a pen do, depending on the ink. So we go on the air of caution around here and we use pencils. Another thing that we have before I start heating up this heat press is a butcher block. Why do I have a butcher block? Because I use a lot of acrylic, and this is just heavy enough pressure to keep the acrylic staying flat. As soon as I take it out, it goes on this. Now, I also have in the other room, which might make its way back out here, is another one of my presses. I'll have two presses out here. One, a cold press. Why is that going to be important? Because it's cold and I could just move all of my stuff underneath it and then I can press it down and it'll stay flat while it cools. But for now, and because most of you don't have two presses in your wheelhouse, you can just go get a butcher block, anything that's going to be nice and heavy to go on that acrylic. So let's move that out of the way. Some of the things that you should also have are a heat thermometer. This heat thermometer is almost on the floor. This heat thermometer lets me know how high this is getting. So right now I've got my heat press set up and we're going to do this today so you guys can all see how I check it. You might not be able to see the press itself, and that's okay. So I'm going to get this up to 395 according to the settings, and we're going to see, are we on spot? This is definitely something you should have. Why is that? Because over time our heat presses kind of just wear out and their temperature gauges get thrown off. So this is a must-have. This is by Ryobi. Another thing by Ryobi is you can attach, this is thanks to Randy from RREM Distributors, you can attach a battery pack to this. And what this has on it is a USB and a plug. This is great for if you're doing vendor shows, if you're working on a project and you need another plug and you need something quick and easy. But really, this is a vendor show type item. You could charge your phones on it, or if you're like Nikki and keep losing your power recently. Right? Then you can at least put in a glue gun in here. You can operate your laptop. This is definitely a must-have. And again, it's for a rechargeable battery.
Is that in your Amazon list?
No, but can you write down the stuff that I do have to add, Cheyenne?
Yes.
That is not. Just if you write down all the things, I'll double check the list.
Okay, because I was going to throw that link up there for them.
Yeah. No, the Amazon store will have all the things that I can put in there. I have 2 heat guns. I do have one that, and I don't know where I set it. I've frantically started looking through my shop. Anyway, you have 2 heat guns. I have one that is a Wagner one from the Home Depot. This one you can get right on the Zon as well. A heat gun is a great item to have. One, if you put a little bit of heat onto film, it can kind of loosen it up and you can peel it off easily. This is for a lot of different things. I use it for when I want to do spot designs on those big 40-ounce tumblers. If I want to, heat on those and I don't want to put it in a convection oven and I don't want to try to shove it into a heat press, in a mug press. So you can transfer your designs onto those big things. Like this was done with a heat gun. This was not done in an oven. I'm not about the shrink wrap life. And this was not done in my mug press. So this right here is definitely something that was easier by using a heat gun. And another must have, water. It gets hot in your shop because you're running a heat press. All right, let's put this back where it belongs. As I am putting things away, we're going to put things back. Now, I have a plier addiction, if you will, and let me explain to you all the different types of pliers and or why I have them. So I have the bent needle nose pliers. I have these rounded ones. This is all for my jewelry making stuff. I have little and small because you never know why you're going to need them. Now, I also have the key fob pliers, must have. Some of them have the little plastic things on here so it doesn't leave marks or dents. You definitely can have those. I have no problems with it, but then again, I just kind of whip them out. So this is a must-have for locking those in. Now, I would like to give you a slight pro tip on these. When you are doing your key fobs and you're doing the key fob with the webbing and the glitter, what you're going to want to do so it stays nice and tight, if it does happen to come loose, put some super glue or E6000 inside the clamp before you clamp it down. If you feel like it's loose and you're like, crap, what am I going to do? Pry it up a little bit, put some E6000 on both sides and reclamp it down. That's going to keep everything all together. So when I'm making those key fobs, I want to super glue them together at the top. Then I want to put super glue top and bottom before I put that clamp on. This is a ring splitter. This helps split the rings when you're doing your key fobs and you have your keychain part. That's what this is. I'll try to get it close. Has a little hook, so that goes inside there. This is a mini jewel hole puncher. So this will have me be able to put holes in just about any material, really. It's harder to put it through an MDF, so I don't try to do that because you can damage the MDF if you try to do that. Because remember, MDF has a coating on top of it, whereas I can put it in metal if I need to have an extra hole. Sometimes I'll do it on the end of an ornament. Actually, let me go get that. I'll go get one right now so I can show you. Let's get a metal ornament, and I could show you how you could change up. Fantastic. How you can change up your metal ornament. So you have the traditional hole, but maybe you want to add a gem to the bottom. You put this in where you want it and that's it. This little thing, and it does take a little bit to wedge it out because it does get kind of stuck in there. And now you've got a hole that you could put a jump ring in and hang a charm from. And now you've added a little bouginess to your ornaments. Okay. That goes back in here. So that takes care of just some of the pliers I have. We're going to start stacking things. Now we're going to talk about cutting and picking and some of the weird stuff. Actually, let me get through these first. I have 2 different types of lint rollers. This is a velvet lint roller and your sticky lint roller. If you've ever heard me talk about lint rollers, This lint roller alone doesn't always get all the lint fibers out. I don't care who you are. You could tell me, oh, it works the best. I have the best sticky lint roller. It gets everything out, and I will call your bluff. This isn't also the end all beat all, but let me tell you the difference between the two. And while both of them combined could try to get, for the most part, all of those blue little fibers out. This one is your velvet one. This is great for your fuzzy pillows, your linen pillows. This is great for your fancy towels. Why is that? Because that has a plush to it. You want to be able to go against the grain, pull up those fibers, act like little fingers, pull it up and grab those out. Then follow it through with your sticky lint roller, because now you've moved all those fibers out of the way, right? Now you can get in and get all of the blue fibers out. So using this on your soft substrates like your fabrics is definitely the way to go. It pulls up against all the fibers, and it definitely helps to get some of the lint out of the little tiny fibers that stick up. Then you go through it with your sticky lint roller. Also, pro tip, keep this on as a coverage, because you are going to throw this all over your shop. You don't want to keep wasting paper. So if you notice, I don't clean mine until I'm ready to use it. Okay. And I do know that that red one is in my Amazon shop right now. Okay, let's get to some cutting tools. Of course, you need 87,000 pairs of scissors, because you can never find any of them. When you need them, you can't find them. When you don't need them, you find all 800 pair that you own in the various different sizes and points. Yes. Okay. So I have those scissors. I have these. They're called snips. If you're in embroidery, you know, but I also use them in a lot of other things in my shop here. So again, snips are a great thing to have. Okay. Let's talk about this. First, this, everybody needs at least 800 X-Acto knives, again, for the same reason, because you're never going to find it when you need it. But do you know what this tool is? I know. You ain't too country if you don't know what this is. This is the All-American tool. Now, I got to tell you, I have two of All-American tools. I have the 3D Puff Pro tool, which I use in absolutely every aspect of my shop, right? And this is from Justin Armenta. This is his product. Everybody should have one. Yes, they are $18. Yes, they are well worth their money, because it has a blunt end at one end. It has a flat end at another end. We do have a group discount code that you could go in and use that. But obviously, this is a must-have. It's small, it's lightweight, it's easy to use. Yes, it does cost a little bit, but sometimes the best tools cost the most. So there you go. I have this. I actually have about 6 or 7 of these tools in my shop. I use them for picking off the film off of my off of my MDF or off my acrylic. I will use this end for getting stuff out. I'll use it for when I'm in my laser, poking out all the holes. I literally do use this for every aspect of my shop. It was designed for 3D puff, actually. So it's designed to push all the puff foam back in underneath the threads if it happens to be sticking out. That was the original intent for the tool, but then Nikki got a hold of the tool, because Nikki loves the tool, and made it into something more. You're welcome for this. You're welcome. Okay. But this is the original All-American tool. It is a butter knife. If you know, you know. But it's also a screwdriver, and it's also a scraper, and it's also a getter-outer thinger, right? You all know everybody should have a butter knife in their shop. And if you don't, you ain't too country enough for me. I'm sorry, because every country girl has a butter knife in their shop, and they know how to use it for various things. So a butter knife is a must-have. You can come at me later. I don't care. Picker tools. All right. So we have different picker tools that I have in here. So you have your tweezers. These are actually eyelash extension tweezers. I love them because they are bent the way they are. It's easier for picking. Obviously, you have your Cricut tools. You have all of those. Some people use the pen tool that you could do. I cannot get that pen tool to work to save my life. Everybody needs at least 800 screwdrivers in their wheelhouse. Different blades that I have this one. This is actually it's a plastic blade. This helps getting the masking off of your stuff for laser. This helps to kind of get some of the stuff off for sublimation for the plastic. It doesn't work as well as like a picker tool, but This can work definitely for peeling off the masking that you're putting on and you've lasered it. And now you don't want to be peeling and weeding all those pieces. This is a great tool, very cheap on the dollar. You also need yourself some utility blades. Other things that are must-have: lighter. Definitely need a lighter in your wheelhouse. You never know why you're going to use it, but you're going to use it. Maybe it's to burn the ends of ribbon like we're going to do today. It could be used for a lot of different things. You just really have a lighter in your shop. Other things I have that are weird: extra magnets. Why is that? Well, if we have things that we want to magnet together, or they're supposed to magnet together, maybe the vendor forgot to send the magnets. If you always have a supply of extra magnets, you don't have to go squawking at them because they didn't have the magnets. No, you are fully prepared. You are fully prepared with different size, different magnets. They are definitely a must. Also, maybe you want to make your own magnetic whatever, and you want to add your own. Now you have them, must have. Other things, these are your extra set of hands. I use these in embroidery. I use these in my laser, and I use them in my sublimation. Yes, I do. I use them for all of the things, for holding things together so that they don't slip. Everybody should have some binder clips in there. You also have a variety of different measuring tools, whether it's a ruler, whether it's the fabric ruler, whether it's your regular tape measure. That's a must-have. Straight edges. This is definitely something that I use a lot, especially when I'm dealing with my stickers, my fabric, cutting mats, all of that stuff. This is a must-have. This little jobby that I set aside is a jig. This comes from Heat Press Nation. This is what you put your socks on, but this also works well for sleeves. If you're going to be putting designs on sleeves, this makes a nice flat surface for that. This also makes a flat surface if you want to raise it up just a little bit, but it's got a seam underneath. Any of that kind of stuff. These are from Heat Press Nation. They are the only jigs I will ever use in my lifetime, because one, I've had them for about 8,000 years, it feels like, and they don't owe me anything, and they work wonderful. Next up, everybody needs a squeegee or two in their wheelhouse. I have this for my vinyl work because this has this nice soft felty edge. It's not going to damage this, but you can also use it in your laser work as well, especially if you're going to be laying down masking. Both sides of that would be working for that. So that's what you need. If you're doing the whole jump ring thing, right? This little tool, I got to get close. Cheyenne, let me know if I'm close enough or too close. This thing, have you ever seen this tool?
I've never seen it, but you are close.
You've never seen that?
I don't think I've ever seen you use that.
Okay, you put it on your thumb. So let me grab my...
Stick it on
Hold
there.
on. You've never seen this tool. Let's do it. Because I feel like, Nikki, what is this tool for? What is this magical thing? Well, let me tell you. If you don't have one, then you're probably not doing enough jewelry in your day. Okay, everybody uses jump rings. So when you go to find the hole of the jump ring, these little slots, you literally just put this in and you twist it. And it helps you to keep, now that I know where it is, it helps you to keep all of this all aligned up. So then when you want to twist it back, it goes back. Okay, so let me get one that's not in the wrong section here. Hold on.
You mean to tell me that I've been sitting over here like a peasant with two different pliers?
Yes, no. So watch, ready? So you take this. Hold on, I got it on the wrong side. I have to have it a certain way too. That is so weird. You slip this in here and you just twist. Now you haven't jerry-rigged this all together. Now you've got to close it, put it back into that little slot. Hold on. And that's it. And now she's all back together.
I'm really glad you showed that because I have 500 keychains to make. So.
Yes, this is definitely a must-have. And honestly, I got this thing of jump rings, and it came with it.
Is that linked in your Amazon, or do we need
that? Will be. So put the jump rings down because this does come with that tool. Must-have tool. I have 2 of them. And another must-have tool, as I'm sitting here looking at it, a lot of things are magnetic in your shop. This is a great thing to have, are these magnetic hooks, because they can stick to anything. I put them on my laser. I put them on my stands. If you have a lot of metal type things in your shop, these are a must-have. You can undo them, but this is where, honestly, I hang my hook over on my stand, so I always know where it is.
And if you happen to be a teacher, they're a plus because you can hang them off the metal.
Yeah,
things in
you
the
can also
ceiling.
use them as, those are the same things you use when you go on cruises too. Okay, so that was a must-have. Another thing, so if you guys got my bundle drop, I made 1,700 items, 500 which of them were pretty much key fobs and keychains. Well, people sat every night watching me thread these wood balls onto twine or put the wool balls. Now, the wool balls, I will tell you, if you decide to get a wild hair that, hey, I want to, let me see, where are they? There they are. I want to put these, I want to do what Nikki did. Okay. I need to be a Nikki for a second. Knock your socks off. Have at it. You're also going to need a drill. Okay. So I drilled a hole in all of these. Okay. I did hundreds upon hundreds of these. You drill a hole. Once you drill the hole, let me get some stuff here for you because it's important. Okay. These are what you see for silicone beads. If you don't know, then let this be your guide. This is how you thread your silicone beads. You put all of your beads on these things. You take your little twine, lock and load, and now it's threaded. You can also do this for your ornaments. You know, the tops of your ornaments that I just made. You literally, where's the one I just had? I don't know where I put it. I don't know where I set it. But you can thread that in there so that you could get your ribbon connector through. A lot of us have dexterity issues. So this helps. Now, what started it is I had this one originally for masks. So I got this one. Well, then I have the Wish version because I thought I was getting another one, you know, would help if I read better. I thought I was getting another one of these guys right here. I wasn't. I got one of these guys right here. Anyway, this is actually for seed beads. So if you want to do, if you're doing jewelry and stuff of that nature, that's what this is for. It's for the small, small beads that you can't figure out how to thread. What's about to fall? No falling. Okay, we're gonna sit pretty. Thank you. So that's what this is. So having a bunch of different sizes of those is definitely important, but this helps again for threading all those ornaments every year, for threading the beads onto all of your key fobs or your whatever. You know, if you've got to thread things, this is definitely the tool to have in your wheelhouse. I had been using crochet hooks and it just wasn't working. And then I found my tool that I was using for masks. And well, that was the tool to have.
Do we have those linked in the Amazon or do we need to add that?
Add that.
Okay.
Those were just a recent purchase. So I haven't even added it.
I figured. We'll get those on there, Chuck.
Yep. Don't worry, Chuck. I will add all the things. I will double check and make sure everything is added. Okay. So these things we've all talked. Oh, other things to have as I'm sitting here. Wire brush. So Jeff told Patty Gorski she wanted to make frayed patches. And he goes, so get a wire brush. And she just looked at him. Yep, wire brush. After I drilled every one of these wool balls, I was taking the wire brush, clearing off the drill bit so I could get it because it ends up getting all this fabric on it. Clear it off really easily. That's why you need a wire brush. Now, be careful using it. It will pricker you. Okay, be gentle clearing this out. You might want to use that 3D Puff Pro tool, to be honest with you, or your pair of tweezers to clear this all out because these little things will hurt. All right, but it does fray your fabric really nice. So if you want to use that. These are those stretchy headbands. I use them for everything in my shop that I have to like wrap something around to make it hold. Vinyl is one of them. Why do I use this for my vinyl? Because it doesn't dimple my vinyl. I don't want to tape it because the tape will leave the residue somewhere on there and that ends up being a problem. So, and yes, I know they have the clamps, but I'm sorry, your girl's cheap and I got these things. They're just the nylon ones that you use for the kiddos' hairs and I just throw them around there and it works perfectly. It doesn't dimple my vinyl. So I have that. This is a must have. It's a caliper. Okay. Your caliper helps you decide what the size of something is. So if you got a blank from somewhere over the rainbow and you're not sure of the size, but they don't sell it anymore and you want to have somebody new cut it out, you can measure that for them so that they know what they're looking at size wise. It helps when you're trying to do things. It also helps for measuring the little holes that, you want to thread things through, all of that. Caliper must have in your shop. This is in my Amazon shop right now. Other things that I have in my shop that I'd like to talk about, Chicago screws. My goal is to Chicago screw absolutely everything in my world this year because I'm tired of gluing. But I'll get to the whole glue conversation in a second. So this is definitely something you want to have. Why? Because you never know when you're going to use them, need them, or Nikki's going to say, hey, let's use them for this project. Other things that are a must-have, blank index cards. One, they're great for writing notes on, but two, you can also print all of your stuff on there. All the cards that you have that go in all your packaging. The blank index cards, these are 4x6. Again, I got these at Walmart. So I have a wide variety of different brushes for different reasons. And I have yes, this is for hair, but sometimes I need to clamp things back. I don't want it to damage anything because these guys can be a little bit rough. These guys, not so much because they're made for hair. I also use these. They were picking on me because I clamped my notebooks together. Judge later. Okay. I have those. I use them for absolutely everything. All right, let's move all of this off the table and let's get to the other stuff that I have. And that is in the way of all things glue. All right, let's pull this all off. I get to put this all back later. Funsies. All right. Any questions so far but while I'm cleaning off this table?
Not seeing questions. Everyone's enjoying it so far. Clamps are good. Some people are saying that they need things, so we'll make sure that those all get linked to the Amazon. All that good stuff.
Now let's talk about other things. Tape. You need duct tape, masking tape, 3M tape, glue. You need super glue gel, E6000. I have Gorilla Glue gel. I have wood glue. I also have cleaners. Like this is the LA Awesome, and I have spray. Don't worry, we're going to talk about each one in a second. We have baby wipes. So let's talk about those things. I'm also going to bring over all of these because, well, we have to. These are going to be the last bit of items that you should have in your shop. All right. Zip ties. You never know why you're going to need a zip tie, especially if you're going to be making bows. These are the center things that you could zip tie together. Or if you want to just wrap things up, you don't want them to fall. Zip ties are a must-have, and the multi-pack is definitely where it's at. So those should be in your shop. Looking for a fantastic, and I mean a fantastic alternative to the Pro Spray from Condi, right? Because I don't know what they're going to be doing. I'm not going to read the comments on this one, but I don't know what they're going to be doing with the Pro Spray. So with that said, I was using spray adhesive Loctite. Y'all know I've talked about it a trillion times, but do you see that mess? That'd be yuck. Okay. So we don't use that anymore. No, I happen to go, oh, they have quilting basting spray. Doesn't leave a residue, doesn't change colors. I've never had a problem with it. And after pressing now 2,500 items, recently in the last three weeks, I have literally used this. I've used it on everything and it works fantastic. And you buy it at Walmart. Yes, there you go. That's what it looks like. Can you see that good?
It's a little bright.
Yeah.
We'll make sure that we get a link to it.
Yeah, it's basting spray. It's got the green label. It's by June Taylor. It's the 10-ounce can. This is a repositionable. It's used for embroidery. I brought it over and I'm using it in sublimation and I have no problems with it. Like I said, baby wipes for wiping things down. As much as our vendors try really hard to wipe their stuff down, it will happen that even from big name vendors, that their stuff will come dirty. It is what it is. Wipe all your MDF down, wipe your metals down. That's just something you should do. Baby wipes for the win. Q-tips. Q-tips are for cleaning my laser. Honestly, that's what it's used for. But sometimes I want to do a little bit of touch up of paint. Maybe I need to clean a spot that was on a sticker. It was all white sticker and I got a spot. Well, I can clean this up off of my vinyl without redoing the project with some rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol is another thing that you should absolutely have in your shop as well. But Q-tips. Glue gun. This is my, it's not a Black & Decker. It's a Super Bonder. It's a rechargeable heat gun. I have that so that I can use that for everything. Now, with the glue, if you're going to use wood glue, here's my suggestion. And I forgot to grab them before my husband went to bed to grab the new ones that I had to get out. Go get yourself the beauty blenders. Yep, the beauty blenders. And when you're applying your glue, when it's the E6000 or it's this, use that to wipe that on the back of all of your items. Here is the why. Because with the beauty blender, if you put that on the back of your wood, you put it on and don't use a paintbrush because the paintbrush can put it on too thick. The beauty blender is going to put it on a little bit more of an even coat. And then when you go to lay it out, you're not going to have glue squishing out everywhere. All right. So a beauty blender, you could go get them at Walmart. They're white. They're usually a wedge looking shape. And you can use those. They're great throwaway type thing to clean them out. If you're going to use wood glue, you could clean it out very quick and easily with that kind of stuff. These glues, it's going to be a one-time use. So keep that in mind. If you're going to want to spread this glue out, you're going to want to use throwaway brushes, if you will, if you're going to be using that. Test it on the glue. I use it for my E6000, but I do not use it for my super glue because, well, it's super glue. So I do use it for the E6000 because I have a little bit more wiggle room. There's a little less dry, a little more drying time for it, but then I can put on an even coat because there's nothing worse than it squishing out all over the place after you just painstakingly painted a project, laid the project down, pressed the project, whatever it may be. But those beauty blenders are a definite have in your shop for putting down glue anywhere.
They work great for paint too.
Yep, they are definitely great for paint. Stapler, because, staplers. So I have two, I actually have three. So I have a packing tape dispenser that you normally see has the handle. I also have this guy right here to hold my packing tape and my regular tape. It's a 2-for-1. I do not have one of those bougie ones that turns the dial and it comes. No, I ain't about the bougie life. I got too much to worry about. So I just grab and go. All right. I'm not a fan, so that's okay. I don't have to be. I have this right here for my regular tape. This right here is where I put my 3D Puff Pro tool. It usually goes into this one because they go hand in hand in my shop. This guy is over at my packing station. He has the hole here. I usually put a pair of scissors in here and whatever else I'll put into this. But this is over at my packing station. And I have two of these actually in the shop itself. Put those right there. All right. So LA Awesome. I use LA Awesome to clean absolutely everything down in my shop, whether it's my wood, whether it's my tables. I am using that to clean off everything. It's very cheap. Why is it cheap? Because you buy it from the $1.25 store. So let's move this all out of the way because we're going to work on our project. So, sorry, other must-haves that I'm all of a sudden looked over at. Give me 1 second. And I can show you how this tool works. See, you could tell I was drilling with that. It's got all of the different bits over it. And honestly, when you're trying to drill a wool ball, you want to clean this off. And this is how fast it cleans off that drill bit. And then I'm not sitting here trying to clear it off and potentially cutting myself. So we are not about that life. Other things you should have before I clean off my desk. Teflon sheets. Get a couple of them. These are great for when you're doing those glitter key fobs that I was doing all over the place. They're great for all of that type of stuff, especially if you just want to protect your investment. Absolutely. Have a bunch of these laying around. They're definitely a must-have in anybody's shop. Put those right back where they belong. Other things. Nope, don't fall. Thank you. Yes, I talk to my items like they're children. Because I inevitably will end up throwing something somewhere. Okay. I have a ton of these. these are, again, a Walmart item. You can get them on their website. But I love these little stackable guys for putting all the smaller stuff in. Besides having the little shelves, the plastic shelves that have all the drawers, I have these as well because sometimes I just don't want to take that whole thing in here and do what I need to do. But I will put bits and pieces in these, excuse me, and they come in a variety of different sizes. I love them because they are locked and loaded. Okay, that's it. And this was another must-have. I have a lot of these in my shop for a variety of different reasons. All right. Now let's just clean this off because we're about to work on our project. So when it comes to the things that you should and shouldn't have in your shop, this is just what Nikki has in her shop. This isn't something that you all have to have. So don't for 5 seconds say, well, Nikki said I had to have it. No, there's a lot of stuff that you don't need to have in your shop. You're going to go and pick out things that you are going to fit your wheelhouse for your needs. A lot of times I'll get things like we got those bead threaders because Beverly has a hard time. I've been using it and she goes, you're just whipping right through those. And I said, yeah. She goes, I need that because my hands don't bend the way they used to. Okay, this was perfect for her. She could get the strength that she needed and get through to pulling all of those beads through in a quicker amount of time for her. So honestly, it's a must-have for, God, that was dirty, for all the things. All right. Let me pull out all of my stuff here. Let's get on to that project. You guys ready for a project? Give me a heck yeah in the comments section. Heck yeah, we're ready. We're here for it, Nikki.
Eloisa, she does have microfiber towels. She uses all kinds of towels.
Oh, yes. I will use microfiber towels. I also have what they call shop rags. I got those off of Amazon because they're really just inexpensive throwaways. And I was like, perfect. I will get all those. I just don't want this to. All right.
But remember, those baby wipes also clean up. I said, but those baby wipes also count as rags.
Right. Do you see what I have in my hand?
The candy cane sign.
Yes. And you're like, Nikki, what in the world are you going to make with this? First of all, I've already cleaned it off. 3D Puff Pro tool here. Get it off to the edge. I got to do this down here. Sorry. You're not going to be able. I might move the camera down a little bit. Trina will have to help me with that in a second. All right.
We can see it from there.
You can see my table?
Yeah. Right where you had that, I saw you peeling up the corner. So you shouldn't have to move it.
All right. Let me just see where it's. Let me look at the. Oh, perfect. Okay. So you have your 3D Puff Pro tool. You peeled off your plastic. I just don't want to lose this.
It goes back in the hole.
So we're going to make the design. What we're going to do is turn this into a flag. We're going to take ribbon and feed it through all of these holes. You're actually going to use 2 holes at a time, and you're going to make a beautiful door flag for your door. All right, using ribbon and whatnot. This is a great DIY project. I sat and I was like, you know what? I have a great DIY project idea.
You little smarty pants.
Yep. This is a great way to use up those boards. You're like, Nikki, I have this stuff sitting around. I don't know if it's going to work. But when you see how we put it all together, you're going to be like, that was genius. I know. You're welcome. Okay.
And that would be really good.
I could have used, huh?
I said that would be really good for like a kid thing too, because they could easily stream.
Yep. You can also use it to hold bows, all of that stuff. You're asking me why I'm doing this because I'm not going to go reach in behind to get my paper. Don't judge. Okay. Okay. Locked, loaded. So you're going to want to grab yourself. I might tip this down just a little. There we go. Okay. Don't worry if my head's cut off in this because I really don't care. So here we go. You're going to have all of your ribbon. What we're going to do is we're going to make streamers essentially with this, and we're going to weave it through those holes. Okay. Now, there's 24 holes in there, so you really only essentially need enough for 12. I'm going to add some bougie lace. We're going to do all of the things just so you guys can see what it is we're going to make while it's cooking. So it is at 395 for 60 seconds.
You could probably also use fabric too. Just do strips of fabric.
Oh, absolutely. Shred your fabric and give it a
Yes.
great boho feel.
A
You can actually
gorgeous
sublimate your fabric first, and then you can make your own custom fabric.
Even bandanas. Shred the bandanas and have that cute paisley.
Now, let me just double check this. Is it flipped? Okay. I gotta find my gloves. Where did I put them? This be hot. Okay. And I'm going to use my board because it is a little bit on the warm side and it's long. Okay. Well, screw it. We're just going to, who needs fingerprints? Who needs fingerprints? So I want this to cool down just a little bit, but I want it to go flat. Hold up. So what I want to do, flip this over, get off all the tape. Woo! She is smoking. Okay. I'm going to add my board to the top here. You're going to laugh. There's the board. I'm now going to work with the rest of this. All right, let's shut this off because we don't need that anymore. Put that back there. So I have to decide how long I'm going to want them. So I'm probably going to go with this. Let's see how long this is, because you're all going to ask me. Let's see. I figured we were going to do this all together. The reason we were going to do it together, sure, could I have done this all ahead of time? Done all the things? I could have. Did I want to? Nope. I did not.
That board can be found at RREM, correct?
Yes, it is from RREM. There is another style at Apparicium. So both ladies do have it. So I know that I wanted to go red, white, right? So you have to decide when you're laying this out, how you're going to lay this all out. Now, I don't have, did I not have all of my red here? Nope. So I want to put maybe a couple of the reds, and I'm going to have my whites be the texture. That's what I was doing. So we are going to do this. You're going to eyeball it. So I basically am going to need 12 of these to go in between. So let's do that. I can't wait to hang this on my front door, to be honest with you. Just going to roll it all on out. So you're going to want 12 of these, 2 for each spot. Remember, there's a total of 24, but you're going to use 2 per loop. I don't care about the size. I don't care about how it measures. This is a great way to use up some of that ribbon you may have. You could go get fabric, like Cheyenne said. Get your fabric, shred your fabric, sub your fabric, have it be very boho chic. It's a great sign for a baby's room. It's a great sign for a birthday. It could hold hair clips and all of that jazz. So let's see how many I've got here. I lost count.
So I'm going to need you to design one for baby's room, and then I'm going to need like a baseball Americana design.
6, 7. Yep. But then what you could do is you can add other things to the out, you know what I mean? So like you could add 3D stars. You can add the beach ball or the seashells, or you could add all those things. For all my laser people, there's definitely things that you can add to this. Yes, I'm haphazardly cutting this, but you're all here for it. Okay, got our reds done. Now, what I'm going to do is I have to decide how I want to do the, how I want to do this. I really like the idea of the lace in there. I'm feeling the lace. Okay. But I'm also feeling the country vibe of it. So I think for me, I want to add some rickrack. Let's see how much I can add. I'm going to add different pieces to it. Now you can also make them odd lengths. You can give it some dimension and texture to it if you want. So for this, I might only do 3 of these because remember, I have to do 6. So because I also don't have a ton of it. So this one might be 3 of these sizes. So, and then I'll do 3 other ones in a different, to just give it some whimsy and some texture. This is one of those projects where you don't have to be fancy. This was not one of those things I'm like, oh, let's be fancy. Nope, let's not be fancy. Let's just kind of do it. I need one more lace and let's just have fun with it. Not everything has to be so spot on all the time. You can just make some really cool Americana stuff. And you know what? We're getting to that part of the season, if you will, where you're going to want that. So now I have my lace, I have my burlap, right? We have some texture in there, and then we're going to throw in, or we were, we were going to throw that in, but I'm out of that white. Okay, we're going to pivot. Do I have the white over there? No, I don't. Okay. We'll just throw in a bunch of these guys. Okay, so we're going to start it. So you can start to see what it looks like. Move this all out of the way. And then we can, before I start cutting that, we'll do it preemptively. Okay. All right. Here's the sign. In God we trust. Love this. I'm here for it. So you're going to take your lace and your burlap. You're going to pull to where you have your end piece. Twist it together. Okay? Because what you're going to want to do is come through this hole and back through this hole. So, whoops, other way. Okay. There's one. Twist it again. These, because they're made for candy canes, generous area. Okay. Now, you can go through, whoops, and go, you take the loop in the back and come through.
And if you have a hard time getting it through those holes for whatever reason, that's a great place to use that 3D Puff Pro tool to help push through the holes.
Yes. So this, when you go to put this in, now you see how that looks so far? You can use this to cover up the holes. So I'm going to go through and show you what it looks like with the, I'll skip 2 holes, go to the next 2. All right. So because you want to be able to, and you'll start to see it come together. Yes, I tend to hum when I'm doing things. Okay. Again, take this, grab these 2, pull it through. And then anchor it down. Okay, you're going to pull it, anchor it. Be gentle too. Don't be like trying to beat this up. It's not meant to be beaten up. Just make sure you pull all of your little pieces through here. And of course, you're going to fight with it. Why? Because you're a perfectionist. Okay, so far, see what we're going with? I'm loving this look.
Bring it down a little bit because all we see is the, there you go. Just so that, there we go.
Now I'm going to put the red in between. Okay. Take your 2, because you want some red in there. Again, through the front, then back through the, and then back through again. Through the front, through the back. Okay. Lower it so where you have this, and now we're going to do that whole loop thing again. See? You could go now. What I would probably do is you could also use some tool to fill this in as well as you go through. We're going to keep pulling it in, and then we'll trim it all up. Use 2 for every other one, and then I'll probably move that one because that one's in the wrong spot, but that's okay. Now, with the baby's room, it could be anything. You can definitely just make some really pretty designs with it. No, none of the designers have this. No, none of the designers have even thought about designing for this before anybody asks. This was literally a think outside the box moment that I was looking for something else and thought, I wonder if I could use this. Yep, that's where it started. So this is a great way to use up those candy cane boards for other things other than the candy canes. I'm just going to go through and do all my reds. So far, are we liking it? Are we hating it? Or we're not sure? I mean, like, where are we?
We're loving it. Everyone says love it. Edie says, I bet I could sell some of these in my small town. Brilliant. We're here for it.
Absolutely. You could totally sell these in your small town, especially because they're very boho chic, which is very much in. Okay. A couple more. It really, if you have everything all cut out, this shouldn't take you maybe a half hour. If you have everything, 222, yes. If you have everything cut out, and I love the idea of using lace and fabrics and rickrack. Put as much as you can into that layer that you're putting through this. And you can also tape the end to make almost like a shoelace effect if you need to.
You can even be bougie and add some beads on the end of some of those.
Oh, absolutely. You could do so many things with this.
Bells, right? All kinds of cute things.
Yep.
Step outside your comfort zones. Play with textures and stuff.
Absolutely. Because you know what? I think we get stuck. We get stuck. We haven't had a really good craft project in a while, too. We get stuck doing, I know you're like, Nikki, this is the most convoluted way. Yeah, well, you know what? This is called real life crafting, okay? Because nobody just sits here and goes, okay, we're just going to, no, really, we don't craft that way. We are literally moving it all over the place. I'm giving you real girl. This is real girl crafting around here. Yup. When you don't have enough hands. And the last set. Hey, Mom, I can math. Okay. Put it through. I can't wait to hang this. I really can't. I've been thinking about it all day.
I feel like this is going to be like the new free Dom sign that goes up in your thing and just stays there because we're all obsessed with it.
Yup. I almost did free Dom on this. I almost did. I almost pulled out the free Dom on this one. Okay.
Yes.
So let's move this guy because I'm going to be doing other things. And this is where you get to be your own creative genius, right? See how easy that was to move? So I know I want to probably do something in the center of that differently. So I'm going to put this every third because, well, I'm bougie.
Okay, but I'm going to raise you up one bougie. Why can't we stick one of those little battery-operated LED packs on the back? Put some lights.
Oh, hold on. I've got those.
Yes.
Hold that beer moment. I got those.
Sorry, y'all. My bougie came out.
It's all right. Okay. So I do have the battery-operated lights, which you could do. Yes.
There's just so many options, and you can go so many different routes.
I mean, you see how this is starting to...
Gorgeous.
It's starting to work. We're working it. Where's that other piece? There it is. Of course, I drop it on the floor. And of course, my bending over skills lately are not on point. Okay.
Evelyn says, heck yeah, hold my beer.
All right. Okay. So that goes that one and then that one.
See, Randy? Lights.
You could do so many things with this. And I actually didn't even tell Randy or Ashley what I was up to. I was like, nope, this is going to be just something that I've been thinking about. And I just wanted to just do it.
I think it would be really cool if a bunch of people did these and then we all posted them and got to do like a fun thread with everyone's visions.
Oh, I 100% agree. I love it when you guys post your products that, you know, you've either seen me do, whatever it may be. At the end of the day, I really do love watching what you guys do. It brings me so much joy to see you guys be creative. Oh, look at that. Tell me you're not and just, that is just cool. Okay. Sorry.
I love it.
Some of you, this might not be your cup of tea. And
No,
you know what? It doesn't have to be. This doesn't have to be for everyone. Absolutely. This could be for whomever you want it to be for. Let me just go over to my box right here. We'll see if I already took out the red or the white. There it is. I probably put it away. Let's do something a little bit different in there. In my Cave of Wonders, did you know I have a Cave of Wonders? I don't, but I do have a box. And in said box is lots of things.
You have all the things, ma'am.
I do. Now, I do have, I want to show you what it looks like with tulle, although I only have cream, but that's okay. We're going to work on the cream. So with tulle, you could really fill in that gap space if you wanted to, but I'm going to mix it because I don't want this one. I feel like there's enough brown in there. So what I want to do is get
ladies,
my white ribbon.
Real quick, the boards are available at both RREM and Aperium. Yep. And there are holes to hang it because these were the
candy cane boards.
Candy cane boards. So there are holes to hang it.
Yep. There's already holes in it. This is just literally repurposing an idea. So that's what this is about. So I'm going to do 3 per of that. Let's pull up this guy right here. Let's add some white in there. So I've got some cream. I got some white. We've got some vintage. Oh, I'm liking it. Okay. Whoa. Almost lost it. Man down. Okay.
I love this look so far.
Huh?
Oh, I love this look. It's giving very rustic Americana. I'm here for it.
Yep. Me too. All right. Let me make sure that I put the hole in this one. So let's see if we like this before I go through and do it all, right? So I feel like I'm going to love this little addition because I feel like it's going to just puff it out enough to do what it needs to do. Okay. This would be a great opportunity to put the tape on there because you do have so many different fabrics. Oh, yep. That was it. That's what I needed. From a woman who has made a billion tutus in my day, this is definitely giving me that part of the vibe.
Hear me out. Your little lights that you put in the bows that are the motion censored.
Yep.
Those put on the board too. So when people walk past, it lights up. Oh, yes, the tool. The tool makes it.
Yep. I'm loving this look. Okay. So now the lights that she was talking about. Let me see if I have them ready at the available here. Because they're there. I do.
Sorry, I'm just like, add this. See, I'm sending y'all down all kinds of rabbit holes. going all kinds of places. So many options.
Okay. We have the lights, but let's finish this up first. So we did 3. I need a total of 6 of these bad boys. And then I might not trim. I mean, I may trim it up. I don't know. At the end of the day, it's really up to me, right? It's my thing. Now, cost-wise, you really want to just go in and use the ribbon that you have. You have to decide the length, and then you can figure out from that point how many rolls of whatever you need to get. Really, I mean, you could go in, you could put somebody's name all over those and then, sublimate the fabric and then go in and add it. You can go in and make your own custom design and put it on your fabric. Just rip the fabric. You want to rip that fabric, which I should have done that because that would have been really cool too.
It would be really cute too as a graduation sign. Put like their senior photos and use the graduation ribbons.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a good one, Cheyenne, because you can then you can use clothespins and put the clothespins on there. Absolutely, great idea. I like that idea. Look at you go, Cheyenne.
Woo, go me. I'm here for it. All the options.
Yep. So I put 2 of the ribbons with each one so that we can get this in here, and it's actually almost done. Now I looked at the clock when I started, and I started with all of this, I had started at 8:40 my time, Eastern Standard. So we are at 9:07. As you can see, I am, and this was me just thinking on a whim on some things because I wanted to craft with you guys, essentially. One, because you guys like to hear how I go through this process. You like to hear what my brain has to say, So, and we're almost done. Not bad for pretty much a, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Not bad for just a project that could be just something really cool. You can make it as bougie, as fun, as eclectic as you want. Not everybody's out there making the sublimation one. I've seen wood ones, but nobody's out there making these sublimation ones, and it's a great use of a product. You can then go in and use an ornament if you wanted to, glue the ornament to it, magnetize the ornament to it, right? The place that has the hole for the ornament, you can actually just put a bow over the hole. Or that can be where the magnet sits, right? So you can really just use just about anything if you want to add a little flair, if you will, to something that's just kind of sitting around. You're like, I don't know what the heck to do with this. So we haven't had one of these type of sasses in a very long time, and I felt like we were due. We have a bunch of new people. Sorry for the weird angles. We have a bunch of new people, and so, all right. I just got to cut it. Let me trim it because some of these are really long. Love it. We're here for it. Now, I'm going to take the ribbon. We're going to pull it through. So I do a couple different ways to hang mine. I will come through and come through again. Tie my little bow. Nice and tight. Grab the one that's behind here, and now it's on either side. What do we think?
Oh,
are we good?
Gorgeous.
What do we think, guys? In the comments section, I'd love to know what we think of.
Show some love. Give us some comments.
Now, hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Yes, do the lights. Lights. Because we're bougie. Yes, everyone's saying love it. They're saying wedding stuff you can do, just married.
So let's
all the things.
Let's see how I want to put these lights on in here. I don't know exactly, to be very honest with you, because I haven't really thought about it. Whoops. There we go. But I bet if you really give it some thought, you could have it go like up and down through.
Yeah. Just have it kind of do some loops. Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. You know what we're going to do? We're just going to use tape for the back for now because I really don't know how I want to set it. But this is a great way too, is to use some tape. Kind of make it so that it droops in the back. You might have to add 2 to get the full effect. And that's okay too. We're going to tape this down. Let me go grab another one because I feel like you need to have 2 on this. I just happen to have a whole set sitting here, you know, just randomly. Doesn't everybody just have twinkle lights by the truckload? I have like 50 of them.
I was going to say, I have a box of them over here, like, you know, the set that you get.
Yep. And we're going to put this side over here. Let's put it here. Tape it down. Again, we're just taping this because I don't know exactly how I want it.
Yeah, we just want to try to see what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
The nice thing is, like, if you wanted, like Chuck says, maybe throw in some blue. If you wanted to throw in more blue, you could throw in.
Oh, yeah, you could. You could definitely throw in blue. I didn't do the blue because the top is blue.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yep. So that's why there is no blue. The blue is the top with the stars on it, and then the stripes are at the bottom.
But there's so many options, and there's really no wronger way. Whatever, you know, whatever you like looks.
You're gonna love my saying because y'all love when I say this. You do you, boo boo.
Amen.
You do you, boo boo. Whatever you want to do. Okay.
Oh Lord, Randy just went down a whole nother rabbit hole. She goes, "This will be great for Halloween for your sister Amanda."
Look.
Oh, see yes. Okay, that needs to hang in the shop for now on. With the lights on. That's it. Oh gosh, yes.
Isn't that pretty?
Front door. Oh my goodness.
Like, I feel like this is just, it's a great way to use this. It is a great way to use this. I was sitting here racking my brains. I'm like, what? I have one sitting around. I'm like, what am I going to do with this? I can't, you know, maybe I didn't sell enough of the candy cane boards. Maybe people weren't buying them. But you know what? They might buy this.
This is perfect and so many options. Oh my God. I'm obsessed.
I love it. Good call.
Now
let's head over to the desk.
And
we'll do our final thought.
I need you to put that on your front door and take a picture tonight because it's
I absolutely will.
Everything.
Let me just move I have stuff on my chair, so hold on 2.5 seconds. I will come to the
You put all your tools on your chair, didn't you?
I did. I left all the tools on my chair so that I could sit down. All right. Here we go. Let's move this over. I really do love it. It's one of those things that, here we go. Hi, back again. I am so happy you guys loved that. Definitely something just different. We haven't had a good think outside the box moment of what we could use something for. And I hope that this sparks the interest of having you guys look at what you have in your wheelhouse and going, how can I use that differently? Ornaments. You guys have a ton of them. Use them for magnets. Use them for, you guys are going to get into barbecue season before you know it. They make great little dry erase boards, right? All you have to do, put a tie through it, hang it on the lemonade that's sitting there. Maybe you want to use it for other things other than graduation. You could put it inside banners, right? You can make those type of banners and have pictures in there. They don't have to be just ornaments. They don't just have to be a board. You can take any of the boards that you have, just glue your ribbon on the back. Maybe you have a round and you're like, I would really like to do that on a round. You absolutely can. I plan on furthering these thoughts when it comes to what else can we do with a shape that is kind of out of the box, if you will. And I love those moments. I love being able to do those things with all of you. So bring back the sass, but do it at night when Nikki's brain is wide awake. And then the possibilities of us crafting together are absolutely endless. Now, I will say the tools, again, that I have in my shop are just the tools I have in my shop. And there's so many more. I know I'm going to see, oh, I have that. I have that. This is that. You're right. You may have it because you've heard me say it time and time again, or you just picked it up along the way. Wherever you got that extra tool, congratulations. I just get asked, hey, how did you do that? Or, hey, what else are you using that for? So I just wanted to show you the many tools I have in my shop and why I have them. There's really no rhyme or reason sometimes, but just to have them. So this has been the Sass for April 14th. I hope you guys have had a fantastic Sunday evening with me. I will see you guys during this week. And do please make sure you guys know Nikki's headed to EM. That's right. I leave the 24th for Biloxi, Mississippi, where I get to teach all the things. And if you are on the fence about going and you're like, I don't know if I can, let me know. Maybe you guys can bunk with me. I'll have an extra space. So until next time, I'll see you guys all real soon. You know where, on the flip side.